Hello, and welcome back to Hitman. And in this series we will go back to where it all started, and this time round we will focus on completing as many of the challenges as we can on each and every one of the primary Hitman targets, with maybe a few interesting bonus kills on the way. Today we are in Whittleton Creek for the Death from Below challenge, which entails eliminating Janus in an explosion from a mole hole. We will also get the explosive potential challenge for eliminating one of our targets in an explosion, and as you may have guessed, there is no chance of a silent assassin for this. So for this challenge we will as always be bringing with us our ever trusty lockpick, some coins and a silenced pistol. Everything else is available on the map. So with all of that said, let's get reacquainted with our target, shall we?
Janus, the legendary Cold War spy master, a KGB senior officer and head of the 6th Column Special Branch at Lubyanka, Janus is a certified genius.
So, right from the start and off the bat, we require ourselves a number of items and a disguise. So the first thing we're going to do is head to the Wilson's house, and that is the couple newly arrived to Whittleton Creek who are hosting the garden party. So we're just going to go in through the garden gate, and in here we will locate 5 cans of soda or pop, and the first of which is up on the veranda here. There are 5 in total. It doesn't matter if you use soda cans or 5 other items, we just need 5 items. The soda cans are usually the easiest to get our hands on. So there we have 5 cans dotted around. Once we have all of them, we're going to make our way across the garden and over the fence into the house for sales garden, and through that garden and out the other side. And we're going to head now to the house with the boat outside so that we can make our way down into Janus's basement and take out the surveillance system. So once we get to the garage here, we're just going to lockpick our way inside and then make our way to the back of the garage, lockpick our way through the rear garage door here and down into the basement. And down in the basement we will locate a door just on our right, and we are going to lockpick our way through that final door. And beyond that door we will find the secret entrance and the tunnel to Janus's house. And through here we're now going to make our way right through the tunnel and into Janus's basement. Now there is one enforcer guard, there he is, in this area, and he's unfortunately in the worst possible position for us. So once we've opened the door, we're just going to wait for him to have his back to us. He's now about to move away from us, which will give us the opportunity to make our way into the basement and get him out of the picture. Now you don't actually have to take this guy out so much, which is what I'm going to demonstrate here. Normally I would render the guard unconscious first of all, but today we've just taken a pot shot at the surveillance system, and for once I actually had an accurate shot. So with the surveillance system now taken care of, we require ourselves one more item and a disguise. So we're going to head round to the front of Janus's house, where we will encounter a gardener arguing with a police officer.
I swear, I have a license for it. I just don't bring it with me. You can't just confiscate my property. I need it to get rid of an aggressively invasive mole in this poor old man's backyard.
Calm down, Demolition Man. Unless it's a flesh-eating mutant mole, you don't need explosives. We're gonna keep this.
So the gist of that argument was that the police officer has confiscated some explosives from the gardener, or the exterminator of moles. So we're going to make our way right down to the edge of the map here where there is a construction site. And we're going to duck down and wait in the bushes here. And just by the police patrol car you can see there is an evidence locker. And we're just going to wait here now for the police officer to deposit the explosives in the weapons locker. And you can see him coming up the road now. There are a number of other officers in this area and an employee or a construction worker. So we're just going to wait now. There goes the explosives into the box. So we're just going to wait for the police officer, you can see in the distance there, to turn around, and the construction worker, who will also turn around, and they will both have their backs to us. And at that point we can then retrieve the explosives. So the police officer has turned, the construction worker has turned. We can then grab the explosives, use the bush for cover, and make our way back out past the border. So from here on out, the only other item we now require will be a gardener's outfit. And the gardener is just over by the house here. There's the one with the ute parked outside. So we're going to select our coins and throw one coin just up ahead of us into the bushes there, and that will attract the attention of the gardener, and when he comes round to investigate we can then get behind him, render him unconscious, and we can then take his outfit. He also drops a key to Janus's house, which is a useful item to have, so we're going to grab that as well. So there's the outfit. Now where's that key? There we go. So we have everything we need now. All we're going to do is make our way into Janus's garden via the gate next to the garage, because there is an enforcer inside the garden on the other side. So in through the garden gate and around to the back of the shed area, or the side of the shed should I say, and we're just going to wait here. There are one of the mole holes we will be filling, and the head gardener or chief guard in this area, that's the gentleman you can see walking towards us, will make his way over and we can engage him in conversation.
I understand you have a mole problem.
Oh, you're a godsend. Let's get straight to it. The sooner this is fixed, the sooner I won't have to listen to Mr. Janus's complaints. Follow me.
Now the reason we waited on this side of the garden for this gentleman, as you can see there is an enforcer on the other side. So it's easier to wait by the shed for the chief guard to come to us.
Master Weed Twister. As you can see, we have a mole issue. I know a permanent solution might take some time, but if you could just fill the holes by the end of the day, it'd be great. Come find me when you're done.
So all we have to do now is fill the mole holes, and we're going to go to the vegetable patch first of all, and the first item we're going to place is the explosives, and then from here on out we're just going to fill the remaining 5 holes with the soda cans that we have collected. And then once we have completed that, we will then speak to the head guard, and if we're quick enough he will still be over by the shed on this side of the garden. So just a couple more holes to go now. So one directly ahead of us on this side of the shed, and one on the opposite side of the shed. There we go. And once we put the last one in place, as you can see, the head guard or gardener or whoever he is right here. So all we have to do now is engage him once again in conversation, and he will call out Janus.
I'm done.
Great. Let me have a quick look. A bit unorthodox, maybe, but you got the job done. Let me get Mr. Janus so we can inspect it for himself. Hey, tell Mr. Janus the molehills have been fixed.
So everything is now in place. Janus will be making his way out here, and we're just going to get ourselves a nice front row seat, and we're going to make our way over to the gap in the fence here and into the bushes right by the explosives. And eventually Janus will make his way over. He will begin inspecting the mole holes, and when he comes to the vegetable patch, we can then detonate the explosives. Now you want to do this before he gets too close, otherwise you will end up killing Gunther, his private bodyguard, as well.
Thus, the actions of the first constant catch up with you.
So all that's left for us to do is to escape, and we can go through the gap in the fence into the house that is being renovated. There are a number of guards in this area. I believe they're Nolan Cassidy's guards, the ones in the trench coats. But once they all have their backs to us, we can make our way through the garden, over the fence, and make our way to the bus stop exit. So there we go. That is the explosive potential and the death from below challenges. I have been Anubis, and I will see you all in the next video.